Greetings, salutations, and hi there. How are you? Ken Joannesen here with another edition of Conversation Collage. We talk with interesting people. We talk about the things they're interested in. We come to you from Wenatchee, Washington, the apple capital of the world and the buckle of the power belt of the great Pacific Northwest. This time we're going to be talking about rare diseases and one in particular that affects your kidneys. And as a matter of fact, let's start off with that. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're staying warm on this mid to late February. It's mighty chilly in a lot of parts. And as a matter of fact, we here in the Wenatchee area got about, half an inch of snow. That on top of the 4 inches we got over the weekend. So it's been snowy and cold here. Let's get into talking about rare diseases. They affect nearly 30 million Americans each year, and there's one rare progressive kidney disease that is the most common rare inherited kidney disease that you've probably never heard of. It's called autosomal dominant polycystic kidney disease. And if you can't remember that, just remember Adpkd or PKD. It is the most common form of PKD, a progressive rare disease that causes cyst growth in the kidneys and gets worse over time. And with Rare Disease Day coming up on February 28th, thought it was a good time to talk to Dr. Mian Park, who is the director of the Polycystic Kidney Disease Center of Excellence at UCSF, the University of California, San Francisco, and we caught up with her to talk about Adpkd. Dr. Park, hello.
Thanks for having me.
Where are you?
San Francisco, California.
Okay, I take it that's home base for you?
That's right.
Great. Rare diseases and rare kidney disease is particularly the topic we're talking about. Kidneys, they're kind of the filter for us in our body, aren't they? Aren't they the ones who, aren't they the little buggers who kind of get all the bad stuff out?
That's exactly right. They are critically important for our overall health by filtering the blood and keeping good substances in and taking waste products out. Mm-hmm. They also regulate blood pressure and certain other hormones that are crucial for bodily function.
I've always wondered, what do the kidneys do with the bad stuff that they filter out? What happens to it?
It's excreted from the body as urine.
Oh, okay.
It also is extremely finely tuned in terms of the electrolytes that it keeps in the body. So depending on your diet or how much salt you eat or how much water you drink, they fine-tune everything and keep everything in perfect balance.
So they're kind of the regulators of everything in the body, aren't they?
That's right, without your even knowing it.
Ah, wow. Shows you how much I know about my own body, right? Adpkd, what exactly is that, and what does it do to the function of the kidneys?
Adpkd stands for autosomal dominant polycystic kidney disease, or PKD for short.
Okay.
And what happens in this condition is that cysts form on the kidneys. And initially they're quite small, but over time they grow larger and larger, overtaking the normal kidney tissue and compromising its function. A normal kidney is about the size of a fist, and when the cysts grow larger and the kidneys enlarge from this disease, the kidney may become as large as a football or larger. So as you can imagine, a kidney under those circumstances does not function normally.
Mm-hmm. Can I have PKD and not know it?
This is an inherited condition and is, in fact, the number one inherited kidney disease in the country and the fourth leading cause of kidney failure. Although most individuals do have a family history of the disease, which would give a clue to whether or not they could be diagnosed, up to 20 or 30% of people do not have a family history, meaning that either they were not aware of anyone else affected by the condition or that they are the first generation to be affected.
Okay. So then what are there some signs and symptoms to look out for to determine whether one does have PKD?
In early stages, there may not be any symptoms, but some of the early signs include high blood pressure, blood in the urine that may or may not be visible to the eye, kidney stones, and as cysts grow progressively larger, there may be more pain in the flank, back, or abdomen.
How early is this diagnosed in people?
There There is a range of ages at which this is diagnosed. Some individuals are diagnosed as early as childhood or teenage years. More commonly, the diagnosis happens in one's 20s or 30s, and it depends a little bit on family history and other circumstances that would clue somebody into whether or not this diagnosis exists.
Mm-hmm. Is it more men or women who get this?
In fact, both men and women are affected, and all races and ethnicities can be affected.
So it's equal opportunity then?
That's exactly right.
Mm-hmm. What can be done for this? Are there treatments available?
So there are a variety of management strategies for ADPKD that are available to patients, and discussing these with a kidney specialist is extremely important for folks affected by the condition or who are concerned about the condition.
Mm-hmm. So then there is nothing so much as a cure for it. It's more of a manageable situation then.
That's right. As of now, there's no total cure for this disease or for chronic kidney disease in general, more or less.
Then what can be done? Then what is life like for a PKD a sufferer from PKD? What happens to them? Do they is this something that affects life greatly?
So this is a very variable disease. Some folks do not have a lot of symptoms, and others have many symptoms. Some people's kidneys decline in function very rapidly, and others decline less rapidly. The management strategies that are available for this condition can help to mitigate these consequences of the disease, and the approach has to be tailored for each individual.
Does dialysis play into this?
So when kidneys fail as a result of this condition, which does occur quite regularly, usually by the age of about 50 or 60, sometimes earlier, sometimes later, dialysis can be used as a therapy to treat kidney failure, along with kidney transplant for eligible individuals.
Mm-hmm. Is this a fatal disease?
This disease can impact kidney function, which is critically important for life and sustaining life, but strictly speaking, it is a chronic condition that lasts for many decades and is not immediately fatal. Most of us, unfortunately, come face to face with mortality by definition.
Right. We usually don't get out of this alive.
That's right. That's right. And I would say that this is a condition that is definitely chronic, but not a condition that is immediately fatal by any stretch, thanks largely to the management strategies that are available to treat it.
Mm-hmm. So then that means that there are management strategies, meaning pills, medications somehow?
Yes, there are medications, but also different approaches to treating the associated conditions that are the result of ADPKD, such as high blood pressure and other lifestyle factors that come into play that, as I said, need to be approached on an individual basis.
So essentially try to live a good life. Don't smoke, don't drink too much, eat well, exercise, etc.
That's true for general health and definitely holds in this condition as well.
There we go. Anything we have missed about this that we need to get out aside from some website information? Anything that we've missed that people need to know about this?
I think that it's important in honor of National Kidney Month to raise awareness about kidney health in general. Even if one is not affected by this condition, kidney health is critically important. Getting checked for blood pressure, making sure it's in a healthy range, having routine blood and urine tests, it's a very important step for any individual to take.
There we go. And where can we find out more? I'm sure there's a good website to go to, right?
Yes, on behalf of Otsuka America Pharmaceutical Inc., I would like to direct folks to pkdinfo.com for more information.
There we go. Dr. Neon Park, I thank you for a few minutes out. Best to you, and thanks for stopping by here.
Thanks for having me.
Dr. Meon Park, who is a nephrologist at the University of California, San Francisco, and director of the UCSF Polycystic Kidney Disease Center of Excellence, speaking on behalf of Otsuka America Pharmaceutical, Inc. And if you want to know more about this disease, Adpkd, you can go to pkdinfo.com, pkdinfo.com. Conversation Collage. We are on all your favorite podcast platforms. We are also on Facebook. Conversation Collage Podcast is where you find us there, and also under that same name on Instagram. We'd love to have you review us, comment on our podcasts, get in touch with us. We'd love to hear from you, find out where you listen, how you listen, and hopefully that you're telling your friends about this podcast, because the more people we can get in the tent, the better it is for everybody, I think. So, FICO. If I say that to some people, it will scare the bejesus out of you. Well, we're talking about credit here, and FICO is one of the places that they make the scores that determine our credit ratings. And what they are trying to do is demystify the credit journey. FICO scores are used by 90% of the top lenders to help consumers improve their credit knowledge and outline a path to achieve their financial goals. FICO launched the Score a Better Future program, and we talked about that with Lynette Calfani-Cox, who is known as the Money Coach, a personal finance expert, speaker, and the author of a number of money management books. And we talked with Lynette Calfani-Cox about FICO and the FICO score.
Hey, Ken, how are you?
Doing fine, Lynette. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Good. You can hear me. I can hear you. So that's, as long as we can hear each other, that's half the battle. So
there you go. I can hear you perfectly.
Where are you today?
I am in the northwest suburbs of freezing Houston, Texas.
Oh, do you have heat?
Miraculously, the power came on this morning, so I'm very thrilled and gratified for that, so I'm not going to complain.
That is good.
I moved from New Jersey and didn't expect this here in Texas.
Yeah. Oh, my gosh. I'm so sorry. I feel for you folks down there. It's just, that just sounds awful. So, anyway, I'm glad things are maybe getting just a little bit better. That's a good thing. So,
yeah.
Anyway, nice to have you on board. Let's talk about something fun like credit scores.
There you go.
What is a FICO score? First off, what does FICO mean? What is that? What do those letters stand for?
Well, FICO is related to the company that created FICO scores. It's Fair Isaac Corporation.
Oh.
So your FICO score is a 3-digit number, and it's calculated based on the information that's found in your credit reports.
Mm-hmm.
And so FICO is not maintaining those credit reports. The credit bureaus are, and those credit bureaus, folks might know, are entities like Experian and Equifax and TransUnion.
Mm-hmm. So
the FICO score is super important because it's the most widely used credit score in America. 90% of top lenders use your FICO score when they're, checking you out and trying to determine whether or not to approve you for a loan or a credit that you might be seeking, whether that's a credit card, a mortgage, an auto loan, that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. So you really want to have a strong FICO score because it's going to save you money in the long run, up front and in the long run, because you'll get better interest rates, lower fees, etc., if a lender thinks that you're less risky and you're more likely to repay that loan. So as a consumer, before you kind of jump into the ocean there to try to start, applying for, let's say, for an auto loan, you really do want to make sure that you've checked your score ahead of time, you've been proactive on that front, and make sure that the score you're getting and looking at is the one that your lender is actually using.